Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. We're going to be doing basic Java. I know it's been a while, so if you have any questions, please let me know. But I hope you bear with me because I'm a teensy bit rusty. But otherwise, so let's go ahead and get started. So this is the main class. Well, we're using a main class here, but it doesn't have to be a main class. We just need this main method. And this is where the program will start when we run the Java program. So here we have the package that this class is currently in. So it's just org.example, and then we have our class, so public class main. And then let me actually pop out one more chat. Oh, okay, I can't see that chat there. Let me put this over here. Okay. So we have public static void main string args, system.out.println, and then we have, this is our access modifier, so we have public. This means that it's accessible from any other classes, whether or not they're in the same package. If it was like a private, it would only be accessible within the same package, whether it is a class or a method. Static means that you don't have to instantiate the class to be able to use this method. Void means that there's no return type. And then we have main here. This is just the main method, like I mentioned. The main method is what's executed when we start running the program. So these are our arguments. They can come from the command line if we start the program from the command line, or when we set our run configurations, we can pass those arguments in as well. Hey 80s Flow, how are you? Let me see, let me just pop this out because I can't see everybody who's in here. So yes, we're just going to be doing basic Java tonight. Hi, how are you? I should be drinking this the other way so you can see. I'm going to need more water tonight. My face feels so dry right now. Okay, anyways. So let's go ahead and start with some basic variable types. So we can have string. So we could have private string, and then we'll give the string a name. So what name should we call it? Maybe we could call it title equals avatar the last airbender. Oh, I can't spell. Okay, and then we also need to add semicolons. No, I don't teach every night, Lofty. Why is this giving me an error? Oh, because I'm in the method, my bad. Okay, let me put this out. So we can only put the access modifiers on them if they're class variables. And I put it within the method, that's why it was giving me an error. Okay, so we could also, one of the things is like within Java, or when we're using Java, we need to make sure to specify the data type. Like here we have a string, and then we have the variable name, and then we could also do private int. Int could be num of viewers equals 11. And remember that because we're using Java, we have to use a semicolon. So you can subscribe to my YouTube, or you could just follow me on TikTok. It's cool if you're a software engineer, you can hang out. It's okay. And alright, so we have number of viewers. If we want, we could create a long as well. So let's go ahead and create private long. Oh, sorry. Nope, that is not the convention. This is because I've been doing Python more. Okay, so we use camel case when we're working in Java. In Python, we're using snake case. Thank you for catching that, Alex. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a long. We can do. I'm trying to think of like a really long number. Okay. We'll call it really long number equals, and then we'll just go. Sure. And then we can put. We need to suffix it with a big L at the end, and that will just be a long. Okay, and then we could do private. We could do double, and the double could just be cost equals, and this is a double. The thing about like cost is that, the thing about doubles and floats is that they have precision issues. So if you are trying to do really important calculations, then you don't necessarily want to use a double. Sometimes you might want to use a long or an int instead, because you want to have that precision. And by precision we mean the number of digits after the decimal point. And yeah, yes, we will do OOP later, Alex. Let's see. So we have string int long double. Let me show you a float right quick. So let's go ahead and do private float, and then float we could just do what's a number? We could do measurement equals 2.75, and then we have to suffix it with an F, and there is our, yes, big decimal in Java. Thank you, Andrew, for arbitrary precision. Okay, so these are some examples of basic data types in Java. So string is technically an object. The remaining ones are primitive data types. We also have a boolean. So let's do private boolean. And we could say is true equals true, and that's just a boolean. And otherwise, if we wanted to say is false, say false, we could just change is true to false. Yeah, so let's go ahead. We have all of these different data types that we've set up, right? Thank you, Alex, appreciate it. Have a good day or good night. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll do, let's see, this is a comment, by the way. Difference between float and double. So a double is twice the size of a float, and for a double you don't need to have a suffix, but for a float you do. And with a long is twice the size of an int, and for the long you need a suffix. Yeah, we can add in the notes or in the comments. So this is going to be 32-bit. This is going to be 64-bit. And then this will be 32. Wait, no, this will be 64. And this will be, oops, 32-bit. Yeah, I don't remember the mantissa and the exponent size. So many squiggles? Yes, that just means that we haven't used them yet, so it's not happy. It doesn't matter whether they're class variables or not. Thanks, DDev. You can use unsigned, but I'm not doing that here. And when you do unsigned, it's going to reduce the length slightly, or the possible length slightly. Okay, so let's see. We can do conditionals. Yes, there are short byte. So short is 16 and byte is 8 bits. And then, okay, that's cool. Let's see. So we have conditionals, we have loops. So here, for conditionals we can do if else, and we can do switch case. And then for loops, we can do let me see. Loops we can do while, for, and then it's not for each, is it? Or is it like I don't remember if it's called for each. Thanks, lady. Okay. So So now what do we have? Let's go ahead and do some conditionals. So we're only going to be doing very basic stuff, and then like later on we'll go into a project that's going to be more complex. So let's see, we have conditionals. So yes, it is like JavaScript, but I'm not sure if I'm using the correct word for it. I don't think it's called a for each, but yeah, so let's go ahead and do conditionals first. So let's do if, and we can do cost. Oh, cost is greater than, let me see. Oh, it's because it needs to be static. Okay. So I'm just going to move all these guys as local variables. And I'm going to take out the access modifier just so that we can use them. Okay. And we can take that out. Yep, that's a for each, Rowdy. Alright, so if cost is greater than 2, I'm going to say system out that ln. Oh, I didn't want that, sorry, my bad. This is expensive. And then we can do else. And then sys out. This is not expensive. Right? So now when I run this program, it's going to go directly into the main method, and then it's going to evaluate the conditional statement. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and run this. And we see down here, we say this is expensive, and we also have this hello world printing. We don't need that. Oh, okay, that's why, yeah. So 2.0, there, because we want to compare similar data types instead of having it force convert. There's no app that we're working on right now. Alright, so it just prints this is expensive. If we wanted, we could say cost is less than 2.0. Then it would say this is not expensive. Yes, that's why it's complaining. It's because it says that it's always true. If we wanted to, we could take input from the command line instead. Java. What tool am I using? I'm using IntelliJ. Okay, so system.in. Let me see. Right click. Okay. So let's get a value from the, we're gonna say cost, we're gonna say oh, thank you for the rose, Danny. Yes, this is Java. So we're gonna say Andrew, do you want to be a mod? Sorry, I know that I just met you. Okay, so cost is less than 2.0. Let's change this value right here to a variable. So we can say, we can just call it user input. So we could just say int user input, and then this is going to be equal. And then we're going to go ahead and we need to create a scanner first. So let's create a scanner object. Okay, cool. And then now, and this is also IntelliJ auto-completing for me. Let's see, so we have user input, and then I'm going to go ahead and say scanner next int. Oh, sorry, let's change it to a float. Oh, double. Double. Okay, and then we'll say next double. Perfect. Okay. You don't know how to do a function yet, Jessica? Are all words and objects variables? No. So this is a data type. This is the variable name. Thanks, Andrew. I'm just gonna add you as a mod. There you go. There's your space. Let's see. Alright, so let me go ahead and let's get that user input. Okay, so right now we're doing if cost is less than the user input. We're gonna say if cost is more than the user input, because that's more correct, right? So scanner is a library that we import, and the scanner will take input from the command line, or so from the command line or the terminal. How does one do a function? Why not scanner equals new scanner? Because this is where you're declaring the data type, and this is the variable name. So in Java, you have to declare the data type. Here you could just put var because it would infer the data type, but otherwise it would be okay. So let's go ahead and try it. And it's not saying anything, but I know that I can put something in, and then it'll evaluate it. It says this is not expensive. So let's go ahead. There are issues. Oh, okay, it's because I put $3.99 and it was already $3.99. Is this a precision issue? Let me see. So let's go ahead. Scanner, double input scanner. Let's go ahead and run this again. Actually, let me put in a hint. So I'm gonna say double input user. Does this allow? No, it does not. Okay, that's something that you can do in Python. So let's go sys out. Sorry, s out. No. Okay, and then let's go ahead and put please enter a value. Okay, and then we go run. Okay, and it's asking me to enter a value, right? So I'm going to put $5.99, and then it says this is not expensive. So this is an error. If cost is greater than or equal to, oh, okay, I see what it was. Okay, so we need to do it the opposite way. So if cost is less than or equal, this was correct before. So let's go ahead and run this again. Let's do $5.99. Can you see this, the terminal output, by the way? And let me see if, hi, Ratna, sorry I missed your message. Okay, you can see it, right? So let's go ahead and run this, and now it says this is expensive, so this is correct. Hi, Measly. It's a bit hidden by the comments. Hey, Cece, how are you? So if you want, you can just click and hold the screen and clear. Otherwise, I can try to move it up. It's just that there's a lot of text here. So we have if else. Let's go ahead and do something else. I'm doing okay, thank you. Okay. Hi Marshall, I'm doing good, how are you? So we have if else. Let's go ahead and do a switch statement, right? Thank you, Cece. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a switch case. So we have switch, and we need to switch on some variable. So what variable should we switch on? Ideally you would create like an enum. So like maybe you would have an enum of colors, for example. So we could go ahead and create a, let's go ahead and create a new, we're just gonna create a file. So it's gonna be colors. .java. Oh, actually, let's go ahead and create that a different way. So I'm going to delete this, and then I'm going to go ahead and do new Java class. And here it allows me to select enum, so I'm going to just say colors. this is in IntelliJ, and I'm going to add this to the repo, even though we're not really having a repo right now. I'm going to comment this out because it's mad. And then let's go ahead and do colors. So let's create some colors. So let's go ahead and create red. Oh, blue, green. Okay. And then let's go ahead and do colors. Actually, let me double check this right quick. Somebody can correct me on this. Let me go ahead and create the enum, or check on the enum structure right quick. Okay, so we have enum. Okay. See public final. Okay. Public final string. Oh, right. We don't have a. We're not passing a string, but we could pass a string. So we could say color. We could say red. We could say blue. And we could say green. Yes. So let's see, and then let's go ahead and create the constructor, and then that's fine. Okay, cool. So this is, yeah, all right. This dot color equals color. So this is like, that'll work, right? So we have our constructor now, and let's go ahead and get, let me see, get enum from string in Java. So let me go ahead and check how to parse this. Dot value of, okay. So let's go ahead and do, we could still do user input, but let's go ahead and do it differently. So we're gonna do, let's go ahead and comment, actually, let's comment all of this out together. So I'm gonna comment this out. And then let's go ahead and do string user input. I need to comment this out too. String user input, yes, this is Java. And then we're going to do scanner.next line. And we're going to try to get a color. So color, color, user color. And then we're going to just, it says parse integer. Can we parse string? If we parse string, will it give us, or no, it's not going to do that. We just need to get the string. Will that work? Okay, let me see. User input. No, why are you doing this? Okay, so this is not going to work. This says required type is int. Colors. Oh, that's why. Does that work? I think I need to import color. Import colors, or this is my bad. 1 second. Org.example.colors. Colors. Oh. Let's see, make the constructor public. Oh, because it's in our default. I don't think it allows you to do that. Yes, it is the same package. 1 second. Let's take a look. So new colors. Oh, is that the problem? Because I'm not using it properly. That's not working. Make. Okay. Okay, we're just going to take this out and we're going to do this a different way. So let's go ahead and do user input. So we're going to just go through colors. So if, or not if, sorry, switch on user input, Then we're going to go ahead and do case, and then we're going to say red, or red. And we could say then return, oh, we don't want to return because we're not in a method. We're going to do system.out.print, and then we're going to do something like you chose red. Okay, and then let's go ahead and add a break, and then let's do case, oh my goodness, case. Why is this doing that? I don't know why it's correcting the indentation. Okay. Shift tab. Shift tab. Oh, cool. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so we could do system.out.println. It doesn't really need to be like you chose yellow, because then it could just be like you chose the user input and then put that variable at the end. So you don't really need to do that. It would be more like if you were trying to select something. No, right now I'm not doing Spring Boot. So you chose, we could say like, this is the color of a, let me check to see that you guys can see what I'm writing. This is the color. Oh, I'm not looking at the correct screen. Okay. This is, we could just say fire hydrant. Okay, and then we could say yellow. This is school bus. And then we could say green. Okay, you said shift. No. What was it? You said shift. Give us a story or a JIRA ticket. You're learning exceptions tomorrow, Tyler. Let me see. Okay, you said control tab, my bad. Okay, control tab. Oh no. Okay, so let's do case. Let's say green. And then, oh, okay. I don't know why it says this. Let's say frog. Okay, so what's going to happen here, this is not, this is just for demonstrating basic Java. Yes, I forgot break, thank you. In Python, you don't have to use break. Yes, this is basic, as in. Alright, so now, if we run this program, it's going to say sysout and then choose a color. Why is it giving printf? So we say choose a color. Java and Python are very different from each other. Yes, you can do a default also. So let's go ahead and do default. And then, let's see. Oh, sorry. Yes, out. Oh, that's why I did it earlier. Okay. We could just say invalid color. That's fine. I took a class in Java like 10 years ago. Yeah, like 10 years ago. Or I took, you know, the college classes, the year of college classes in Java 10 years ago. Okay, but I didn't start working in software engineering until 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. Okay, so we have invalid color. When did I become confident in it? I think you become confident in a programming language when you practice more. Switch case user input, case red. Okay, so let's go ahead and run this program now. Yes, I did forget. Well, it just depends. Let's see. So let's go ahead. We can add println. Yeah, I know the difference between print and println. Oh. Switch expressions. Okay, so I'm gonna run this now. Just the invalid color. Okay, so now we have choose a color. Oh, we should have taken out. Let's see, we have choose a color. We need to take out this one. Why not use an enum? Because I don't remember how to use enums very well. So 10 years ago I was doing a minor in computer science and I wasn't planning on pursuing software engineering as a job, and I didn't decide to go back to school until 2019, and I did a master's degree for a couple years, and then I graduated, and then I started working as a software developer. Okay, so let me go ahead. Okay, we have choose a color, so let's it also should have a space in here so that it doesn't look funny. Let's go ahead and stop and restart. Okay, so we can choose red. And then it just prints out fire hydrant. Let me see. So okay, you said switch expressions. 1 second, let me just review that right quick. Oh, okay, right, okay. So alternatively, I don't share where I work on TikTok. Okay, actually I don't need to comment this out. Do I want to comment this out? I kind of do. I do have YouTube Jax. You can no, I know, Andrew, I know the feature. I just I'm not going based off of a YouTube. This is just a setup that I started doing for TikTok in like September. So I go through basic data types and then some data structures and then conditional statements, loops. So this is just a setup that I've worked on personally. Okay, so we said switch statements, right? So let's go ahead and just look at this example right quick. Okay, so let's do this again. So this was one way of doing it. I guess we could leave it there and it'll still show the same. So we have switch, we could say user input. Actually it needs to be a value, right? So we would say, so we could give string item would equal, and then we would go to switch, and then we would say user input. So on user input, then we would say case, we would say red, and then we would give the arrow, and then we would say like return fire hydrant, right? And then case yellow school bus, and then case green frog. So let me see. Then we have to do default in case something doesn't work, and then this needs to be a semicolon. Okay. So algorithms and data structures I mostly do in Python, and if I am doing them for Java, it's a little bit more complicated because the data structures that are in Java are more complex. Hi, Steezy. Yes. Andrew said that switch statements make sure that enums are all handled, or default should be provided. Thank you for the rose. Thank you everybody for the gifts. No, we're not doing any of that, Conrad. But if you want to, you can start your own live stream and show people how to do that. What platform do you use to get coding problems? If you want to do coding program, oh my goodness, coding problems, then you can use LeetCode for practicing. Is it bad if this is Java for 5th graders E? Okay, so we have item, and then now we did system.out.println. The item you chose is, and then, yeah, LeetCode can be difficult. I'm not doing this right. LeetCode can be difficult, but it just takes practice. There are some that are easier. But yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead, and there will be two, right? So there will be one text that'll print out that's either fire hydrant, school bus, frog, or invalid color. And then the second text that'll print out will be the item you choose is, and then whatever item we chose, right? So let's go ahead and run this, and then I'm gonna have to get some more water. Alright, so it says choose a color, so let's choose yellow this time. And then it gives a school bus, and it says the item you chose is school bus. Yeah, the new syntax with the expressions is much cleaner. Yeah, LeetCode does have very difficult problems. They have easy, medium, and hard. Okay, so I need to go get some water right quick, but I hope that you'll hang out. If not, I hope you have a good night, and I will be right back. Thank you. That's funny, Andrew. That's funny, Andrew. Okay, let's see. So, where are we? Okay, nobody else from YouTube is saying anything. I am African American and Latina, specifically Mexican American. Yeah, so the arrow function is, it's not really a function, it's it is a shorthand. It's a switch expression. We're not doing HTML. Okay, lambda, yeah. It's a lambda. Okay. So let's go ahead. We've done switch. No, I don't have personal classes, Natalia. Thank you for the rose. Okay, so we have switch, we did loops. Let's see what else can we do. Oh, no, we didn't do loops yet, so I guess we could do loops next. Okay. Yeah, I don't think that you really practice or know how to do LeetCodes unless you're like intentional about practicing it. we're not doing front end, so I'm not doing style.css or HTML. Okay, so let's do some loops. Is the person who was asking about functions still here? So let's do a while loop. So let's go ahead and create alright, so let's create an int. I'm gonna actually comment the rest of this out because I don't want it to keep printing. Let's comment these. We'll just comment everything. Okay. I'm not actually Afro-Latina because my African American side is African American, not from you know, Mexico. Okay, there are a lot of Afro-Latinos in Mexico though. Okay, so let's go ahead and do our while loop. So let's start with an integer, so let's do int count equals, we could do 0, and we could do while count is less than 5. Then we're going to go ahead and do sys out, and then sys out print ln, and we're going to say print the count, right? And then we're going to do count plus plus. Okay. And so how many times will this print for people in the chat? I know it hasn't been as what do you call it, like how many will this print? How many lines of count will this print? 5. Yep. Maron and Hasham and Primey. Okay, so let's try it. Thank you everybody for responding in the chat. Okay, so let's go ahead and run this. And it goes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Perfect. Is anybody confused about why I printed 5 times? Hi, Linda. Okay. What we could also do, yes, I do have a YouTube channel. It's in my bio. Why not 1, 2, 3, 4? Because we started with 0. So we go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. What if we tried maybe -2? How many times would this print? Okay, run. So this is going to print 2 more times than it was before because we started at -2. I agree with Andrew. LeetCode is not the same as real world problems. Perfect, 7. Okay. Now, this is like just something that you have to pay attention to, right? Like indexing. The other thing that you have to notice is that I'm going to change this back to 0, but we're not including 5 because we're not having an equal sign here. If we change this to less than or equal to, then it would include 5. How many times will this print? Hasham, good job. Primey, good job. 365. Alright, let's print it. And this will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's because 5 is included now because we have that equal sign. It's saying less than or equal to. But if it's just less than, then it's going to exclude this number. This is Java. Okay, so this is a while loop. We can go ahead and do a for loop. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a for loop. So let's do for, and then we're going to do int I equals 0, while I is less than, let's do 5 again. Then I plus plus. And I plus plus is just says increment after the line, right? So we have this here. Let's do s out, and let's print I. Oh. Let's print I. So what this is going to do is it's going to initialize the variable, and then it's going to check the conditional statement, and then it's going to increment or decrement, right? How do you use the string method in a for loop? I don't know what you mean by that. Okay, so this semicolon right here, let me change this to semicolons. And so that way, when you see these three, you know that it's breaking it up. The comments are for the viewers. Linda, I usually don't go live right now, but I decided to go live today. Okay, so it was 5 times 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Okay, what if I change this to 3 and I said less than or equal to? So while I is less than or equal to 3, it'll print. So how many times will it print? Thanks, Hiccups. Nice work, 365. Hashem. I understand that, Linda. Hey, Dr. D, thank you. Can this loop be written in a simpler way? I'm pretty sure it probably can. Will this be on YouTube? Yes, it is currently on YouTube, and after it's done recording, then it will be saved to YouTube, so you can watch it later. Oh yeah, you could do streams. Let me think. I haven't done streams in a little while, so let's go ahead and do like list string, and then we could do characters equals list dot of. Can we do list dot of? List dot no. Wait, why is this mad? Oh, let me change this to array list. Why is this mad? Let me import this. Okay, list dot of. It's importing the wrong list. Let me go ahead. The YouTube channel, you can find it by going to my bio. It was importing the wrong list, really? Oh, that's why you're right. Okay, list dot of. Thank you. So we could say Appa Momo Naga. Okay, so this is our list. You can't even see it because it's off to the side. So there, right? Okay. Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. That's why you can't find it. Let me check. My bad. Let me add it here. Sorry about that. Let me add it to my bio because I changed something, and then I'll go ahead and keep going. Let's see, so that if anybody was looking for my channel, okay, I'm just trying to put it back in my bio. Paste, save. Okay, I think you should be able to see it in my bio now. Yep, it's there now. And if I open it, it works. Okay. Yeah, so if anybody's trying to look at the bio, YouTube, then you can see that. Okay. Yeah, there's a couple different ways of making a list, but let me go ahead and do this. So we go character dot to string, oh sorry, dot stream, and then we could do something like, could we do character, no, name, oh no, 1 second. Let me look this up real quick. Streams in. Yeah, we could do filtering. We're gonna do OOP in a little bit later. Do I think learning to program will be useful in 5 years? So the thing is, and one of the things that I've been seeing is that yes, AI, you know, is doing a lot of the coding now, but they still need debuggers who understand how to read the code and how to fix the code that's made by AI, right? So in order to understand how to work with the code, you need to work with the code, right? And you need to be able to code. And so debugging is still a valuable skill. Let me see, what else are people saying? You can't hear me. Okay. Syntax and layout or formatting is very different. I'm cutting in and out. I shouldn't be cutting in and out. Thank you, Light, for your help. Okay. So, sorry, I think I got a little bit distracted. Let me just go ahead and check something right quick. So I need to, let's look at streams in Java. Okay, we could filter. All right. Okay. So let's go ahead and do stream, and then we could do dot filter. So we're gonna filter out. We could do name, and then can we do name dot contains? Let's see, a, the character a, and then let's do dot map. So we're gonna change it to uppercase. So let's go string uppercase, and then we will do one more, and then we're gonna just do for each, and then we're gonna do, oh sorry, system.out, and then print. Okay. How do you take notes when learning to code? I like to take notes by, okay, thank you, LaserJet. Oh, hey Martin, how are you? We're just doing basic Java. Okay, how do you take notes when learning to code? If I'm studying, then I take notes by hand, like on a notebook, because that, like taking notes by hand can help you, like with your learning, like it helps to bridge like a connection when you're learning in your brain. Okay, so we're gonna say character.stream, filter the names, and then we're gonna say filter name, see if it contains a, and then we're going to map to uppercase. Do you write more words for notes or pictures? I write words, but sometimes you can use diagrams too. And then we do for each, and we're just gonna print out each, okay? So let me go ahead and we're gonna comment this out. Why is this not, oh, my bad. Okay, save that. That's funny, you skipped the basics. Somebody asked me to do streams, or to show streams. That's why we're doing that. I'm a junior developer. Okay. Rufus, yes, I do have the basics of Java that we basically go through this on my YouTube. Let me see. Okay, let's go ahead and run this, right? So now we're just looking at this list. We're going to filter by which strings contain the letter A. We're going to convert all of the strings to uppercase, and then we're going to print each of the strings out. So I'm going to run this, and then we get Appa and Naga. My YouTube, thank you Hasham. My YouTube is on my bio. It's linked in my bio. Okay, so this is more intermediate. Somebody in the chat called it modern Java, which streams are a newer addition to Java. And then let's go ahead and do, so we did while loops, we did for loops, and let's do, we can do one more, so let's do for, we could do for string, we're gonna do, let's change this to characters. I'm just gonna refactor this real quick and rename to characters. And then so for string character in characters, right? Let me check to make sure you can see this. Okay, you can still see. I didn't miss any semicolon yet. So for character and characters, we can just go ahead and do system.out and print character, right? Okay, so I'm gonna run this. And now we get all three, Appa, Momo, and Naga. Hi, Victor. So this is a way of accessing the function on this object. And here is a way of accessing this function on this, I'm assuming, dependency, just system.out. How long does it take to master Python and Java? I haven't mastered Java, so I'm more intermediate in Python, like solid intermediate. Thank you, Rufus. Estoy practicando en Java. Do you say Java? Intro, any intro courses that I have are on my YouTube. I do Python, I avoid HTML if I can, but I do HTML sometimes. I think, okay, mastering it takes 5 years of experience. That depends on whether you're, like, how you're doing it, because if you're doing it professionally, it might not take 5 years, maybe it'll take 3 years. This list is functional programming, or this stream is functional programming? Is HTML a programming language? Technically, no, it's a markup language. Okay, so let's move on. So here we did a for loop, right? We did for string character in characters and do something. Tampoco no sé si se pronuncia como Java or Java. Okay, thank you for letting me know. Oh, Andrew, so you do speak Spanish. Okay. I know you mentioned like Latinas earlier, but guess who's changing majors? Hey Lake, I'm glad you're changing majors. It's okay that you don't like comp sci. It's completely okay. You don't have to like it. I'm glad that you're finding something that you do like. Okay. So, we did all of, or a lot of the, okay, got it. Let's see, we did all of the basic Java stuff that, you know, I usually do. Do you want to do a, hablo poquito español. Y puedo hablar en japonés a little bit. Okay. Let's see, did we do some exceptions? No, we did not do exceptions. Which language is difficult to learn? Chinese is difficult to learn. Like, I'm trying to learn a little bit of Mandarin and it's like kicking my butt. Okay. Let's go. Do you want to do a project? You're scared, Cod. So thank you, Linda. I'll see. Are you missing a loop? Okay, I got while loop, I got for loop, and then I got the enhanced for loop. That's what it's called. This is an enhanced for loop. Heritage and polymorphism. We haven't done that yet. Hi, Casio. Okay. Let's see. Which language do I use most for work? Dividing by 0. Okay, let's see. So we could do try, and then we could say int x equals 5. It's gonna tell me in the IDE that I can't do that though. And then we could say int y equals 5 divided by 0. And then we would do try catch. And then we would say some kind of exception and print out the exception here. We can specify, I forgot, is it out of bounds exception? Out of bounds. No, that's not correct. I don't know. Okay, let's go ahead and try this. So if we run this, we're expecting an error. This is what Andrew suggested. No, I don't know Dart. Okay, it's arithmetic exception. Thank you. So technically we could do a couple different ways. So we could also do another catch and just catch the exception, some other exception. But this is just going to be, this will only catch arithmetic exception because this is the first exception and it's also the most relevant. Overflow and int. Okay, so let's see. Let me go ahead and comment some things out. Okay. So we're gonna run this, right? And then now we have this exception printed out, arithmetic exception divided by 0. You should put a conditional if inside try. What do you mean by a conditional if? Or we could also create another, somebody suggested creating, let's see, a really long int. See, this is not gonna work. It says too large. So if I run this, it just gives me an error, so it doesn't even compile. What is max safe? Oh, that's a max safe. Max safe. Wait, how do you even? Is it? When you do max safe insert. Hi Derek, how are you? Oh, okay. Let me see. Max. No. Okay, let me look it up real quick. Okay, so get max value. Let me try that. Integer dot max. Oh, thank you. And then we'll just do like I guess we could do z plus 1, right? And then that's gonna give us an error. Okay, so in this case, why does that work? If we're adding 1 to the max value, it shouldn't work, right? Hi, Derek. So then, would it automatically cast to a long? Technically, interesting. Bro, I mean, yeah, it's signed. Let's see. I was gonna do like a little project. Okay, yeah. Neil said that integer overflows don't throw exceptions. Sorry, integer overflows don't throw exceptions. Let me see something. We were just showing examples of exceptions. Okay. Oh, I'm tired now. Is there any project that you want to work on? People in the chat. Do I know how to work with virtual machine? I did have to use virtual machines for my operating systems class. I haven't had to do it in a while, but I didn't use Xubuntu. I don't remember what I was using. It was some free software. Is Spring Boot hard to learn? I'm still learning it. No, I haven't tried a Minecraft server plugin before. I know that some people really like them though. Yeah, Spring Boot is meant to be easy to use, especially like Spring Boot now compared to what it used to be, or what I guess Spring Boot compared to Spring. Xubuntu. Interesting. How to make a variable that you can use in different classes. Are you talking about like constants? Yes. Creamos un proyecto. What are we talking about? Player speed. Oh, you're talking about the Minecraft. I might have to go because my neck is mad at me. Yes. Andrew said the boot part of Spring Boot brings a lot of auto configuration and setup with minimal code. Hi, Oluwatobi. Nice to meet you. Okay. Maybe, yeah, I'll try. Maybe tomorrow I'll try to do like a project, but I tried to do like beginning Java because a lot of people don't know like what Java looks like. There are some streamers who teach in Spanish. It's interesting. Like I can't talk about computers in Spanish. Java effects? No. I did do Java effects before, but thanks 365. Let me look up Java effects real quick. I haven't done JavaFX in a long time because if you're gonna learn a front end, then a better front end than JavaFX is going to be like React or Vue or Angular. Technically, like JavaFX is used for like local applications, right? So somebody would install your application to their computer, but if you really want to do front end, then I would say learn React. Can you speak in Spanish for programming? What do you mean, which programming paradigm, Miguel? Timely for Springworks 2. Isn't Timely for templating, or is it also used for other things? Oh, interesting. Podcasts in Angular. They probably have it for Java. See, the thing is that like desktop apps are not as in demand, right? But like a React app or even a Flutter app, you can still use it in different operating systems. So the benefit of Java was supposed to be that as long as an operating system had a JVM that was compatible, then you could, or is it a JRE, Java Runtime Environment that was compatible, then you could run a Java application. But a lot of the stuff that we use now, you can just use a browser. So if you just use the browser instead and you create applications using like Java, React, Vue, Angular, then you have a skill set that's broader and could potentially just give you more opportunities than JavaFX. Okay. Yes, I know how to create a REST API in Java with Spring Boot. I was thinking about doing that today, but I'm a bit tired and my shoulders are mad at me and my neck. So Spring Boot, what do you call it? Spring Boot, oh yeah, here, springboot.io, right? Quick start guide. Oh, Spring Initializer, that's what it is. So if you want to start a Spring Boot application, you can start with the Spring Initializer. And then this will set up the, yeah, oh, that's what you meant, okay, yeah. So if anybody's trying to do like an API with Java, you can use the Spring Initializer and create the project and then import the project and then start working on your API. I'm mostly used to Gradle now. I'm not used to Maven anymore. At first I liked Maven and I was like terrified of Gradle, but now I prefer Gradle. I think if somebody wants to explain a framework, you can go ahead. So it's a structure for building software and helps speed up development. So Spring Boot, Django, Ruby on Rails, Angular, these are all frameworks. WebSocket API. I think I did it a long time ago, but I haven't done it again since, and I don't get to do that for work. So, hi Charlie. Alright, I should really go. Thank you everybody for hanging out. I hope to see you again. But, yep, hope you have a good night. Bye bye. This will be available on YouTube.